Public Enemy leaps out, of course, X-Clan, Tupac to a certain extent, Ice Cube for
Most
sure.
Def, yeah.
Most Def,
Most Def.
absolutely. Jay-Z at times.
It's bigger
You
than
can-
hip hop by Dead Prez.
Yeah.
Was a club song that we bopped to, but it was just fully political.
I mean, rock and roll tends to want to do a whole song about a political idea. Hip hop tends to be a bunch of non sequiturs for the most part. And a rapper can put a political message into it in the midst of saying, my city is so great, it's so tough to live here, and then slide in like his political message about, mass incarceration or the war on drugs or whatever it is he's trying to talk about, or I hate the president, whatever. So, I mean, like, we can make those messages. It's a matter of wanting to, of being educated enough. We just went through on this show on Sunday, the new J. Cole song, right? Where he has this great, I think it's an 8-bar bit where he's describing basically capitalism and how the poor get ground up into fillet steaks for the rich. That's what the way he describes it in the verse. And if you listen to it, it's like, wow, like that is a really intelligent, incisive comment against capitalism. I agree with that. There's nothing you go around humming. You're not going to, the whole song is not anti-capitalist, but you're definitely walking away thinking Cole is cool and he's anti-capitalist. And yes, a critique of capitalism is cool. And where the next rapper is
anti-capitalist.
Look at all my time. Look at all my diamond chains. So, you can have those messages without it being a whole song about politics in hip hop.
Yeah. Basically what I'm taking from this is I got to go back and listen to all of J. Cole's albums because I know some people have him as the GOAT. And the fact, and I don't know if I've ever heard a J. Cole song, but the fact that you just laid that out for me makes me very interested. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm the definition of a casual fan, right? Like if I had to rank the type of music I'm into, it goes probably R&B and pop are tied at the top, right? And then hip hop is just beneath that, right? And like, I grew up in a very particular era where certain things were hot, right? Like G-Unit and 50 Cent were on top of the world. And, I like we talked about before, I loved Cash Money, Lil Wayne. So to me, when I think of hip hop, at least in terms of the stuff that I'm going to replay, it's going to be the stuff that makes me move my head, the stuff that makes me feel like this is a vibe. I like the way this makes me feel. But to your point, there's a whole world out there of stuff that I need to be more introduced to and listen to that sounds like they actually have bridged that gap. But like, this is good music and it's potent. Like they're delivering a potent message.
Yeah, old Kanye is that. Yeah, Pac and old Kanye was that.
Yeah,
old Kanye is that.
What happened to him?
Now looking back at it, because New Slaves was such a banger plus a political statement, and Black Skinhead was, but now Black Skinhead doesn't sound right. Like that statement sounds like actual literal. It sounds literal. Like Black Skinhead used to be this like duality, like, oh, Black Skinhead, look what I'm saying about who I am and what they're trying to do and oppress me. But no, you look like you're trying to do the oppressing right now. It's like
the song aged badly.
This aged horribly. At least the title aged horribly. But so old Kanye definitely was that with a lot of his and had hit songs. That's the thing about
Kyle, am I right to guess that you have a bias towards Southern rap?
I would say yeah, because of the beats. I love the beats. I also love like the drill rap beats. I feel like they're so catchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't get away from a good beat. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, it could be about the most horrible shit in the world, but if the beat is hard, it's like, damn. Let me play this. That's right
literally quick. You just described Cash Money. You just described Cash Money. The Hot Boys, like that's what you just described. Like it was so
hard.
materialist, hyper capitalist, but you're sitting there and like, I really like this.
They're definitely got into super hyper capitalist going into it. But like Ha by Juvenile, that was that shit.
I do. I wonder if Kenny had a mole in Drake's thing. I don't know.
Oh, he did.
There was one interview that was done, I think it was on Reddit, where one of Kendrick's friends kind of gave us some behind the scenes of what was going on for him. And there was, it's It's at the end of Not Like Us, right? Green, that he references Family Matters.
Say that
right?
one more time.
The family matters, the truth of the matter. That's from Not Like Us.
Not Like Us, exactly.
Yeah. So Family Matters comes out. He heard it, went in the studio, and added one line at the end of Not Like Us. And like, you know, you're an audio person. You can hear the line sounds totally different than the sound of all the previous lines. So he adds a line where he's saying the family matter is the truth of the matter is it was God's plan to show you're the liar. Right.
Which is battle rapping 101.
Matter. We're all freaking out. He just releases it. So we're all like, does he have a mole? How does he know? Oh my God. He heard it.
Album cover? You remember the album cover that had like Drake's prescription for what was it? The drug that makes you lose weight, I think. That had one of Drake's shirts. So he definitely had a mole in the camp for sure.
His father's
had to have a mole in there. He also like the beginning. I listened to all the this is crazy, but I listened to all the beef tracks the other day while I was on the train here in South Africa. So I'm on this train and I listened to all of them, and they first of all, it's like a whole mixtape that they made together, which is amazing. And I'm listening to, and everything is rebutted. Plus the subtlety of like the end of Euphoria where he says, we don't want to hear you say nigga no more. And then it starts off with him saying nigga, his mom talking. And say nigga. Then it ends with, on Family Matters, ends with him saying that you're dead. Like, nigga, you dead. And then Not Like Us comes in with, I see dead people. So it's like, it's literally like, it's plays so beautifully as like a mixtape or album with how they're talking to each other.
Wait, what's the record where Kendrick starts with Reincarnated and he had come off of Drake saying you're dead?
What do you mean?
You're Dead is Family Matters. Reincarnated is the name of the Kendrick song on the new album.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah. When he
comes Squabble Up? Reincarnated?
Yeah, he comes in on Squabble Up saying Reincarnated after the last was it the Hard Part 6 where Drake says you're dead at the end?
No, Dead was Family Matters.
No, You're Dead is Family Matters.
Hard Part 6 is after Not Like Us, and then the video comes out. Right. The pop-out already happened, so I don't think Reincarnated was complete response to Hard Part 6.
Yeah, and that was the worst of all of the songs. I would say that Hard Part 6 was like the most disastrous thing I've ever heard in my life. I think Drake listened to Joe Budden said on his podcast something like, we need Drake to come out there and just like explain himself, straight rapping, like no crazy beats. And then he released the Hard Part 6, and it was like, that's the worst advice I've ever heard. And I think he deleted it. Didn't he delete the Hard Part 6? I think he did.
Deleted off of YouTube because it's trash. It's freaking trash.
Kyle's got his ear to the street. He's listening to FD. He's listening to Joe Budden.
Just a little bit.
He's got the barbershop. He's going to be listening to Matt Hoffa next.
Matt Hoffa, he's going to have all the. But he's right. You're completely right. Joe Budden steered that man Drake wrong the entire battle. And the problem is Drake doesn't stand on his own perception of reality. He needs people to tell him what is actually going on, and that's the problem.